I really like Daytona International Speedway. So of course the speed that we reach here in Daytona is something unique, and every time we do a lap here is special.
Welcome back to our Ferrari Races weekend from Miami International Autodrome. We're in Florida for the third weekend of Ferrari Challenge North America, but this one is extra special. As you can see, this is not a Ferrari Challenge car. This is not a 296 Challenge. This is a beautiful Formula One car, of which we have two here this weekend. We have a 2004 ex-Michael Schumacher car, and we have a 2013 ex-Felipe Massa car. This is part of F1 Clienti, where lucky customers are able to go and buy themselves an old Formula One car and use it as it is meant to be used out on track. It's the pinnacle of the customer program, Corsa Clienti, and it's not the only thing that's here this weekend either. We've got the 499p Modificata, which is from the Sport Prototipi Clienti program. There they are. That's based on the winning WEC car from Ferrari. There is no other brand at which you can go out and buy yourself a track day machine that is basically X of the highest level of motorsport in the world, certainly from F1 Clienti. And this fantastic 499p Modificata, again, it's very similar. It's based on the race car. It's not based on the road car. It's based on the World Endurance Championship machine from Ferrari. Incredible piece of kit, and lots of drivers putting these cars through their paces here at the International Autodrome, using a slightly different track layout than they use for Formula One, cutting off the back part of the circuit with an equally difficult exit across to turn 15, which is our different corner where they join halfway down the Formula One straight, down up to turn 17, which is where the hairpin is at the end. What a machine, absolutely stunning. Casa Ferrari here in full swing today, some 800 guests here with us this weekend. There's the Formula One straight in the background. You can see a bit of tyre warming going on here down the straight. and the noise is just incredible. We'll see if we can wait for the Formula One car to come out. You guys will be able to watch this entire stream for as long as it's up, which will be the duration of this session, and then we'll be back later on today with Trofeo Pirelli race at 14:50. That's 2:50 p.m. local time. We're on Eastern time, of course, because we're in Florida, USA. Third weekend, we started down in Sonoma before going to Daytona. Now we're at Miami. Next up is Indianapolis, then Watkins Glen and Laguna Seca for Ferrari Challenge. But this is the only Ferrari races weekend this season. This session is 30 minutes long. My name's Andrew Coley. I will be your commentator later on today for the Ferrari Challenge with Tony Villander and Nina J. Paul reporting from the pit lane as well. So do please join us for that. So it will be 14:50. That's 2 p.m. 2:50 p.m. local time for Trofeo Pirelli. Formula One cars still being prepped, and that will be out shortly. So do stay with us, because the noise from these cars is absolutely insane. Of course, particularly the F1 car, and I saw the lucky owner heading out to jump into their F1 Clienti machine. So stay with us. You'll have 30 minutes of the amazing sounds of the older F1 engines. We like the V6 turbos, don't we? But let's be honest, everybody likes it screaming at 18,000 RPM, and that's what you've got coming up. Here we go, here we go. Okay, we have to stay. We have to stay just for a moment. We've got to listen to one lap. Then I'll leave you to it. I'll stop talking over it then, I promise, after that. Stickers on your F1 car. Look at that. A brand new set of rubber to head out onto track. This is the 2013 Massa car. The 2004 Schumacher car is the older, sort of slightly more orange-red colour. Oh, listen to it, it's just wonderful. It'll be a steady warm-up lap, but even at steady RPM, listen to this. Come on, open up down the straight, come on. That's what everybody watching is saying, that's what everybody here is saying. The bridge is packed on every single lap. It goes through you, the noise goes through you. It makes your ears hurt, I'm not going to lie. There are people who prefer being in hospitality now at Formula One with the V6s, because you can have a conversation. Take me back to V8, conversation's overrated. V10 even. But fantastic to see these cars out on track, as we see a huge moment in the background for one of the 499P Modificata cars. Chasing the F1 car, isn't it? The F1 car's on a warm-up lap. There goes the Modificata. Come on, scream it down the straight, let's go. Through the final couple of corners, this is down at turn 17. 18 and 19, back onto the start-finish straight. I think the key thing here is it is just wonderful to see. Lots of old F1 cars are sold to private collections. Lots of them have things like the engines and transmissions removed, and they get hung in people's lounges or bars or businesses, and I'm all for that. They're beautiful pieces of engineering, but there is nothing quite like seeing a car out on track and being used. So we'll leave you to it, to enjoy the noises and the sights of some of Ferrari's incredible machines from, of course, Clienti. This, of course, an F1 Clienti machine, the 2013 Massa Ferrari, and the Sport Prototipi Clienti 499P Modificatas. We will be back at 14:50, 2:50 p.m. local time for Trofeo Pirelli. Stay tuned, we'll see you then.